I'm from this section actually, so maybe you guys but today we're going to be sharing our experience with our summer trip in CORD, which stands for Chinese Organization of Rural Development. CORD is... Oh yeah, this one's fine. So CORD is a nonprofit in India that focuses on empowering rural communities by providing them with tools and resources to build a better future. They support programs in education, healthcare, women's groups, farming, and more importantly, self-sustainability. So during our trip, we were able to participate in many service activities. So for example, we helped in the fields with farming by picking weeds in coriander and tomato patches and planted seedlings. So agriculture being the backbone of the Indian economy, we got a small glimpse of the hard work that goes into maintaining crops every day. Here we learned about azolla pits. So azolla is actually a fern that's extremely nutrient dense, packed with protein, amino acids, and vitamins. So these pits allow farmers to grow azolla in bulk by using organic fertilizers. So within just a week, a few azolla ferns multiply into many, with these ferns then being fed to cows. These reduce emissions and improve the health of the milk that we get. So it's a great example of how sustainable practices can help the environment and us. So next is compost pits and toilet building. So we got to help with building these pits and toilets, which play a huge role in improving the livelihood and sanitation of these villages. These small changes can make a really big impact in their life. So some of the other activities that we got to do include making panchagavya, which is that fertilizer that I was talking about for the azolla pit. It's a mix of like cow dung, curd, ghee, and other natural products. We also got to witness and make incense sticks, which is the other buddies that we use for pujas. And we learned tailoring, basket weaving, and cotton deceiving. Working these processes gave us a closer look on how villages use these small businesses and combine traditional and sustainability to make a better life.
So at CORD, we learned many valuable lessons. So first, CORD empowers people by giving them the resources to start their own businesses and become self-sufficient. Seeing how people were able to completely change their lives was very inspiring, and it taught us how hard work and perseverance can take you very far. One great thing about CORD is it never just hands out money, it helps people uplift themselves through providing resources. Whether that's a loan, therapy, childcare, tailoring workshops, CORD responds to the unique needs of each entrepreneur. Here we visited a coconut oil factory. We met a beekeeper, and we also went to biodegradable plates factory. Also many of the women who are supported by CORD, they have businesses where they sell cloth bags, bangles, handmade jewelry. And then over here, this is when we visited a factory that turns wheat into wheat powder. All these businesses are supported by CORD, and CORD helps them be successful today. Additionally, we met many Mahila Mandal groups in our trip, which are self-governments run by primarily women who create changes at the grassroots level for their village and community. The Mahila Mandal gives them a safe space to express themselves, which they often don't get at home. Over here, we attended a financial meeting. This is part of one of the Mahila Mandal groups, and we got to learn about, and in this meeting, they were trying to get a loan for some personal needs. And additionally, the economic system that they use here is very similar to a loaning system. So people in the village pitch in money, and then that becomes a pool from which that they can take a loan from. In other words, they are loaning from themselves. So in Cork, we did, of course, many volunteering and service projects, but we also did many activities. So one day we visited a Chinmaya ashram, and we got to meet Swami Tejamananda and Swami Vimalananda. Swami Vimalananda actually wrote the book Why Do We, which is a book that I remember reading in Chinmaya missions. It was really cool to meet the author of that. And then later in the evening we went to a satsang with Swami Tejamananda, and it was really fascinating to hear his discourse. Additionally, we saw many cultural presentations. So over here we met a national champion of Siruvani, which is martial arts. And he was extremely talented. It was really cool to see his performance, and he used a lot of weaponry. And we also got to take a picture with him, which is great, because I think he's going to be famous one day. And also his dad collects antiques and stamps, so it's really cool to see tangible parts of Indian history. We also got to see a Bharatanatyam performance and Oyulatam performance. And in Oyulatam, they use cloths, and they use these cloths in the dance. And it's something I've never seen before, so it was really cool to see in person. In court, every day after our activities, we would play badminton. In the beginning of the 2 weeks, I was really bad, and honestly, I'm still really bad. But it was still so much fun to just play with everyone. Usually after dinner, we would all chat and play cards together. This was the day we went to the Isha Foundation, and we got to see the Adi Yoga statue. Adi Yogi statue. We went to the mall 2 days, not the whole day, but as part of the activity. And we got to just play in the arcade shop a little bit. Over here we went to the Balavihar village, and we got to play with many of the kids. We played football, and even though there was a language barrier, I still felt like we could connect, and that was really cool. And yeah, we had a lot of fun in this trip. So for the application process, the next trip is going to be in December of this year. So you will get the announcements for applications around this month, and it is based off of a first-come, first-served basis. So you would definitely want to send them in as soon as possible. You will need a rep letter. And then lastly, the application will be based off of short essays, and they will be to show your genuine passion for service and any prior volunteering experience you have.
So overall, this was truly a life-changing experience. You get to meet people from different walks of life, gain a new appreciation for the things we have, step outside your comfort zone, and build friendships that last forever. And I'm still in contact with the people that I've met over the summer, and I genuinely think that it's such a wonderful thing that we've built. So yeah, that's the end of our presentation. If you guys have any questions, let us know. We are happy to answer them. Yeah, so the trip is actually 2 weeks long, and every day is like filled with different things, and it is strenuous, but there's also like many activities that we do to like pass the time and like hang out with our friends, so it doesn't really feel like service even though we are helping everyone. How old?
You have to be 9th grade above
high
schoolers. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm Sudhir Deshpande, Dallas Cord Coordinator. As part of this, the kids that visited do get a certificate and 125 hours of service. We have obviously Shruti and Padma here. There were 3 more from CMDFW that visited this trip. They were in this trip. Samanvi, Anish, and Srishti. And now I request Sanjana ji to give Padma her certificate. Hari Om. There is a Seva presentation, so you can pull that up. Thank you guys, it was awesome. Okay, I'll quickly talk about